Morning, my darlings. Welcome to a brand new vlog. I'm feeling very glam for a Tuesday morning at home. I did heatless curls last night, not knowing if they were going to... Sorry, I'm actually not even going to talk about it because I think a heatless curl combo is really boring. So let's move swiftly on. It's another very, very toasty day at home today, and I'm actually going to be leaving the house today. I know, crazy. I feel like I've been such a hermit since we came back from Marbella. In fact, I'm going to be leaving the house twice in this vlog. How thrilling. Got a really fun lunch event on Thursday at Calcott Manor, which I'll bring you along to, and today we're going to the garden centre and to the local co-op. Really exciting, but I thought we could have a little mooch around a local town. Moreton-In-Marsh is a really beautiful town here in the Cotswolds, and that is where I'm going to be heading later on today. But I've got a few floral admin, gardening admin bits to do before then. So I'm going to head over to the back border, which is where we have got our Hydrangea Annabelles. They are looking exceptional. They are in full bloom right now, but I need to do the Hampton hack on the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 and the salvia in front of them. I did bang on about this a lot in the last vlog, so I won't go through it again, but I just want to show you how amazing the hydrangeas are looking. So look at this. Is this not just the most incredible hydrangea border? They are absolutely ginormous. There's a few things that you need to know about hydrangeas. If you're going to cut them, then make sure you sear the ends in boiling water for about 30 seconds. That'll just help them to last a little bit longer. And they actually take in water by their petals, so you can plunge the head in water if you want to bring them back to life. But this is a giant pom-pom Annabelle variety. If you look closely, got the little 4-petaled flowers. They are so pretty. Every year this border just gets better and better. These are mega blooms. I always like to pick 3 or 5 or 7. I think they just look better in odd numbers. The light colour don't last quite as long in a vase, but I'll show you a couple of things you can do that should help them to last a little bit longer. So tip number 1 is to remove as many of the leaves and secondary buds. Oh, there's a spider on this one. Ooh, you can go in there. Yeah, remove as many of the leaves and the secondary flowers as possible. Oh my gosh, another big spider. Ooh. Go away. Ooh. I'm gonna leave them for a minute. Oh, it's just, I'm not gonna show you, but it's just these silly, like, spindly spiders. I mean, I can see why you've made your home here. It's a very beautiful home, but I don't want you coming in my house. Run away. Yeah, that way. Go. Back into the bushes, you'll be far happier. No, the other way. No! Okay, he's finally gone. These little side shoots you want to get rid of to give the main shoot as much energy as possible. A top hydrangea picking tip that has not been possible today because I only just started filming this video is actually to pick them at the very beginning of the day before it gets too hot. Picking them right now when it's about 27 degrees. Not ideal. In an ideal world I would have done it first thing this morning when I was awake at 4 o'clock. But the next thing you want to do is actually sear the base of the stems in boiling hot water for around 30 seconds, and this just helps them to retain all of that moisture inside the flower. So make sure they're at the length that you want them to be in your display. Okay, so I've just put them in a vase after their 30-second singeing with cold water and some phlox and some salvia and some verbena that I picked yesterday. I'm going to pop these on the windowsill. However, they do prefer a cool place, otherwise they will start to wilt. Luckily, as you have seen, we've got so many. I don't mind replacing them every now and then, but this is just going to look so gorgeous in the living room window. There's just something so dreamy about hydrangeas, and with the purple of the other blooms and the pink of the phlox, I just love it. So pretty. Okay, hair is up. It's time to be a little bit more practical. We're getting our cars washed here at the house today, so I'm going to take the old Defender, and practical footwear is a must. These are my favourite shoes when I want practicality. I know that I'm going to be walking all day, and also they look really chic. These are the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 court shoes from Vivobarefoot. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Vivobarefoot later in the video because it's a brand that the more I discover, the more I fall in love with them. And I would say realistically, 80% of the time I am wearing Vivobarefoots or I am barefoot. Very, very quick overview. They basically have incredibly malleable, thin and very well engineered soles. The entire shoes are very well engineered, but the idea is that you're not restricting and restraining your shoe with a big, chunky, heavy sole. I've used the analogy of breaking your arm many times in the past. If you've ever had an arm or a leg in a cast before, and you know that you've not been able to move it for a long time, it feels really weak afterwards, and that's because the muscles and the tendons, they've not been used when they've been in the cast, so they just kind of give up. Well, that is what's been happening to our feet in these shoes that have the really solid soles, like chunky trainers. That trend is doing such bad things for our feet. So now that there are really stylish designs that completely reverse that, it enables your foot to move in the way that our feet are designed to move. It means that the muscles and the bones in our feet remain at optimum strength, or if you have been wearing really chunky restrictive shoes for a long time, you're able to rebuild the mobility in your feet, and that helps with not only your foot health but also your posture and also your knees, your legs, your hips. So many people of my mum's generation, Charlie's parents' generation, even my generation are suffering from knee and hip and leg problems, and so much of that stems from your feet. So if your feet have essentially been in a cast for the last 20, 30, 40, 50 years of your life, just imagine what that's done to the muscles and the tendons in your feet. So Vivobarefoot allow your foot to move in the way that it was designed to move, which is so much better for your foot health, for your posture, for your mobility, and I love their designs. I wear them in the gym, I wear them out and about, I wear them out on dog walks, I've got the tracker boots. But these 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 court shoes, they're made from a really beautiful leather, and I think there's a princess, is it Princess of, I want to say Princess of Monaco, someone very fabulous wore these with a beautiful blue dress, and they had a bit of a viral moment. These are also my London shoes, so if I ever have a day in London, I have polished them up and cleaned them since my last London day, then these are always the shoe that I wear. I think they look really beautiful. They've got a very premium chrome-free leather. This is the Vivo logo, very flexible sole, and this is a recycled cork lining. So it's very, very breathable for your feet, and I think that this style looks really beautiful with my summer dresses. I'll show you a few more of my favourite styles throughout the video, including my favourites for doing weight sessions at the gym, but excitingly Vivo have shared Josie20 as a discount code, which is very generous of them, so I'll leave that on the screen and link down below if you'd like 20% off your Vivos. That applies to full price products. Now, I'm not too sure on the air conditioning situation in the old Defender, so I'm going to take this with me, but without further ado, let's head over to Moreton. Full outfit of the day with my shoes. I just think they're adorable. They are the most comfortable shoes in the entire world. They're nice and supportive, perfect for traveling, perfect for all day, smart enough in my opinion for work. I just absolutely love them. So these are the 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅 court shoes. I'll make sure they're linked down below. My goodness me, I forgot how bad the traffic is around Moreton-In-Marsh, and I was right, the aircon in this car does not work. So stuck here in traffic in 29-degree heat. I am so glad I grabbed my little fan. So I thought I would actually come somewhere different to my usual garden centres. This is 𝑭𝒊𝒏𝒅. I've brought you guys here before, but I normally come in autumn. Being an arboretum, it's just amazing when you have the autumn leaves, ooh, showing all their beautiful colours. But they also have a lovely garden centre here, so nice place for a change. And they've got some lovely herbaceous borders as well. Really beautiful gardens. If it's free, I can't remember if it is free or not to go into the garden, into the arboretum, then I might have a little mooch around. Are these ginkgo trees? Look at the amazing shape. The leaves are like little hearts. This is what we've got growing up the side of the house, if anyone wanted to do the same. So Tracheospernum, jasmine, it's £140 for one this size. Give it 4 or 5 years and it'll probably climb up your entire house. I definitely don't need any more seeds, but you guys all know that I've got a bit of a problem. And luckily, they all say on them what month you can sow until. And lettuce is quite a nice thing to grow at this time of year. It's really, really quick to mature. And most of them are March to July. So, I don't know if this one's organic, so I might actually swap it. This is a variety that I like. That's rather beautiful, isn't it? My gosh. Wow. It's a good time of year to buy your hydrangeas. Just don't forget that the colour can change based on the pH of your soil. So it might start off this lovely blue and it might end up red. This is a nice variety, a little bit more compact. 𝑭𝒂𝒕𝒅 𝑖ceboy. Such beautiful big leaves. Look at this. My gosh, the colour is amazing. This is a variety called confetti. We've got this outside the greenhouse, or inside the greenhouse as well. It's growing through the windows, and it's a really beautiful kind of cone-shaped head. As you might imagine from an arboretum, they've got an amazing selection of trees here as well. Just come to the outside area to see what they've got. I wondered if they might have any seedlings. I did not know they had a cafe up there. How lovely. It's a really nice building actually. It reminds me of Savile Garden in Windsor Park. That's so pretty. Good time of year to buy these as well. They'll be in bloom soon. So this is actually what I came for, to see if they've got anything that I can use to support my tomatoes. They've got plenty of willow bits here. This is what we use to keep the dogs inside the house when it's sunny. If you wanted to know where to get it from, garden centres. Aha. Perfect. I am going to protect my kale this year. I know it looks a bit ugly. But needs must, and I really want kale this winter. So I'm going to install these probably tomorrow when it's a little bit cooler. Now this is a great idea. I just wish it wasn't black. We don't have any black frames in our garden. I wish it was like a rusted colour. Darn it. We are bringing in the big guns. I'm getting this kind of silky mesh, which is going to keep all of the critters off my kale. Literally building Fort Knox this year. They will not beat me. Haha! As much as I love Moreton, the traffic in this town is crazy. It's market day today. I'd like to tootle around the high street, but if I don't see a parking space, I'm just going to drive through because it's so busy. I've been at this roundabout probably for 10 minutes. Let's see if we get anywhere. There's your exciting travel update for this morning. Quick trip to my favourite supermarket, the Co-op in Moreton. It's just got all the best bits. This is what I came here for because it is the key ingredient in an iced lolly that I really want to make. Okay, home again, and I feel like I'm melting. I'm just really craving pasta for lunch, so I'm going to whiz up something in the Thermomix, including some of my red chard leaves. So we should have a nice pink pasta sauce. I got some organic double cream from the Co-op, and I thought this could save me hours of garlic chopping. It's the garlic paste from Bart, so I'm going to try just using that instead of cutting up an actual garlic. My mum made a batch of her delicious gazpacho yesterday, so I thought I would just enjoy this as my amuse-bouche while I cook the pasta. That is honestly the best thing on a hot sunny day. tried to go outside and do some post-lunch gardening, and that was an epic fail. It's not even sunny, it's actually quite cloudy, but it's so hot out there, so I've decided to give that a break for a while. I've got a delivery here, which may just be my dream bag. I've probably said that before, but it's something that I saw on Net-a-Porter and I instantly fell in love with it. I do have my lovely 𝑭𝒂𝒏𝒅 bag with a floral embroidery on it, so this has got to be something quite exceptional for me to keep it, but I thought we could unbox together. And the reason I'm doing it here is because this is by far the coolest room in the house. Hey Dexy! Ooh, I actually ordered 2 bags. So this one is from one of the Net Sustain new designers, and this is potentially a really gorgeous holiday beach bag. I think the next video that you guys see will be, well, it could be a vlog or it could be a what I bought for my summer holidays video. So I don't want to spoil the surprise too much, but for the price tag, I think this was under £200, which I know is still a lot of money, but for Net-a-Porter, it's really not too bad. And I love the size of this. It's the kind of design that you can just open it up and you've got all of your bits and bobs in there, a little shoulder strap, and then very good size over the crook of the arm style straps, and this very fine little detail of the bows here. Do I need this bag? I don't know, probably not, but it's always nice to have a cute little beach bag. I've just remembered I actually bought 2 things from this certain designer, one of which is the mega gorgeous bag and the other of which is a hat. Hello tiny bunny rabbit. So let's start with the bag, and the brand is Valentino. I was having a discussion with someone the other day and we were debating whether we loved or really did not like the designs since the new designer, and as much as I don't love the giant rock studs, really hope this bag doesn't have giant rock studs, I actually love the floral and slightly nostalgic direction that the brand is going in. Okay, I was expecting this bag to be a little bit bigger, but maybe it's chic in that it's quite small. So, are you ready? Look at this. I mean, already you can see why I love this. A few of my favorite details. We've got raffia and we have got floral embroidery with tan leather. Oh my gosh. Is that not just the most heavenly thing you have ever seen? I think this is just absolutely divine. I will say this bag is incredibly expensive. People lose their minds for Hermes bags. It's not that expensive, not like an Hermes bag, but this is really up there price-wise, so it needs to be something that I will wear a lot for many years, be true to my style for many years. And it's really hard because it's so expensive, but I do think this is just so me. This is the kind of thing for special summer events, for weddings. It's smarter than my 𝑭𝒂𝒏𝒅 bag, and it is different. Even just having the leather handle and the leather detail on the sides elevates it somewhat to make it smarter for special occasions, like the tennis event that I went to last week, any upcoming weddings, and we do have a beautiful wedding to attend this summer. It just feels a little bit more elevated, and if you don't want designer branding, it's obviously just got the V, the Valentino V at the front there. You can wear it this way round. Oh gosh. I was hoping, for the sake of my bank balance, that I wasn't going to fall in love with this quite so much. Oh, but it is so gorgeous. That's a good size for me to put my camera, a little makeup bag, my phone, and I could even fit my tiny tripod in there. It's got a little zippy section and then magnetic clasps. It's a lot of money for not a lot of bag, but I would say value-wise, obviously it's crazy, but when you compare this to like the Dior book tote, which is literally just fabric, and the price tag is not that different, it makes it a little bit more digestible. Okay, the next thing in this box is very random. I don't know why they've clustered these bits together. I think I had to break the order into two. But I love the Lululemon lavender colour, and I've got the full length Align leggings and I've got the V-neck sports bra. Well, I love a matching set, and I hadn't actually seen the lavender shorts on the Lululemon website, but I did see them in the sale, I think for around £30 on Net-a-Porter. So I thought, yes, that's perfect, especially because when you're on holiday, working out in shorts, and also in the UK at the moment, it's just so much more comfortable than full-length leggings. So that was a no-brainer. And then a very large box, and I'm pretty sure, are you okay, my Dexy? Would you like a kiss? Oh. How are everyone else's doggies coping with the heat? We are having to chicane the dogs in the kitchen / in the house because this one loves to sunbathe, and I keep saying to him, you can't get a tan. You can't. Don't walk that way. But he loves to sunbathe, so I'm having to keep him inside, and our shark fan is his best friend. Oh, you're lovely. Right. I love that that bag is crazy expensive and it doesn't even come with a box or anything. The hat, however, does. So, oh my gosh, it kind of matches. It kind of matches. It's a bit silly because it's a bucket hat, and I just don't know if I'm cool enough to wear bucket hats, but you've got that very subtle little Valentino V. Valentino was actually the first designer brand that I ever invested in. I bought myself a pair of the Valentino rock stud sandals for my graduation, and I still have that pair of shoes. I wore Valentino rock stud sandals on my wedding day. I just adore them. They're so comfortable. And I do have a couple of Valentino bags, which I love. And I've never like sold or gotten rid of anything that I've ever bought from Valentino. So I would say it's a brand that stands the test of time in my wardrobe. A bucket hat, however, let's try it. I feel like Scarlett would approve of this, Charlie's sister. It's quite low. I don't know if I can see properly. Am I too old to be here? That's what's springing to mind. I don't know. Let's go and have a look in the mirror. Oh, it is quite cute, isn't it? Oh, I did not want to love this. It's cute, isn't it? This is a conundrum. This is a conundrum. Right, I'm gonna do some manifesting to see if I can make some things work. And if certain things fall into place, I will keep the hat. I think I'm gonna keep the bag. Let's not tell Charlie. Especially let's not tell him how much it was. Good morning, my darlings. It's now Wednesday morning, just about still morning. I have been in my pajamas until 10 minutes ago, and it's probably 11:30 a.m, but we had quite a cloudy morning, so I decided to blitz through loads of computer admin. Gosh, my tummy is so much paler than my chest because of what I've been wearing out in the garden, and also packing for our next trip. I'm about to hit the gym. Charlie's packing. You and I have very different packing strategies.
Do you know what? I find packing for holiday one of the most stressful things, which shows how easy a life we have. But I find it super stressful.
It's knowing that you are deprived of the choice.
On camera as well, because
yeah,
you know, I could, quote me on this, I could honestly on a holiday like this, I could probably take 4 or 5 polo shirts, a couple of swim shorts, a couple of pairs of shorts, and gym kit, and that would be fine. But because we're always on camera and stuff,
are you saying that's packing light?
I mean, how light could you physically pack? We should do this.
Don't you remember when I went to Aix-en-Provence? I did hand luggage only.
You could do hand luggage only to the Maldives because you're just in swim shorts all day.
Yeah.
Anyway, I find these kind of trips quite challenging because also like where we're going, it's gonna be awesome, but we're gonna wear swim shorts obviously. So I like to have a fresh pair for every day. So that's 7 pairs of swim shorts, which people are gonna think I'm mental. I then like to have a fresh top to put on for lunch. So that's 7 tops. Because I don't like wearing something that I've had sun cream on. And then evening stuff, I'm happy to wear the same evening outfit twice, obviously. But then gym gear, because we want to gym most days while we're out there. Mm-hmm. And then I've got all the boring essentials that I remember sort of this is very much inspired by my mum. So I've got the personal bleed control kit.
Bleed control?
Yeah, because I have this in my beach bag. So if anyone on the beach or something got seriously injured, this would potentially save their life.
What is it?
I mean, obviously there are lifeguards, so to be fair...
Like a mini first aid kit?
It's a mini first aid kit, but it's specifically for blood loss.
For someone that's afraid of blood, you reckon you'd be the one to go to the rescue?
I'm afraid of my own blood. I have no issue with other people's.
No, it's your adrenaline, isn't it?
I used to play rugby, and every single game, because the position I played, I would end up with other people's blood all over me. Oh. And I had no issue with that. Probably meant I had a good game.
Probably. Right, what else have you got? Oh, tell everyone about your new orange strap.
It's very 𝑬𝒔𝒑𝒕, isn't it?
It is giving 𝑬𝒔𝒑𝒕.
Orange goes with black. And I've got a black suitcase, so I love Eastpak suitcases. They're pretty affordable. You've got lots of lovely posh suitcases, but they get absolutely bashed to pieces, dented. You cannot dent these because they're soft. You can't even really damage them. If, God forbid, they ever had to cut into it, they're not hugely expensive to replace. I've not had to replace one yet. But the issue is everyone has this case, and particularly in black. So I'm going to put this on it to make sure that people know it's mine and to stay off.
And that you know it's yours.
Yes.
I
the travel essentials, this could be a while.
Yeah.
Exfoliating gloves. I finally found a charcoal grey pair.
Yeah.
Normally I always use the Soap and Glory ones that are pink. And I'm perfectly happy with my sexuality to say that I use these. Even people in Barefoot Gym are like, what are those? I'm like, exfoliating gloves. Stop the spots on your back.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That is a holiday essential.
Holiday essential, but to be honest, they're an essential for any guy that works out a lot. Ancient and Brave creatine.
Oh, creatine.
Taking those with
we
me.
need to be careful because that looks like my collagen, so we need to not get them mixed up.
No, the collagen is the lighter colour, no?
It looks very similar to that.
That would actually be, because to be fair, the electrolytes is a lighter grey. I think they should make them more obviously different. Yeah,
they're all very similar.
Tim Spector approved seeds.
That's so funny. I made one of those this morning as well.
That's enough. You don't need to take any. Because I'm worried about the weight of your case. So you leave that.
You're worried about the weight of my case?
You know what? An absolute holiday, 2 holiday favourites. Now, I don't think this is great in terms of chemicals, but SkinCeuticals is, I just don't burn with this on. Yeah. And I sweat a lot, and I don't burn with this on. So I trust this as my face sun cream. We mix up what we use for body sun creams, don't we? I love Cordley, love L'Occitane. This, I love after sun. Like having had sun on my face. So it's called, I do wish the Organic Pharmacy would shorten the name, so that would be my only criticism. Vitamin Protection Face Cream. And then it's got...
That's not very long.
It's not very long, but it's all the other stuff.
Right.
I don't know. But anyway, it's a really nice
one.
Quickly on sun cream, I got Insta added these, and I just think they looked really cool. So I ordered this brand called 𝑙𝑒_RUB, and it's this is where they just sell it to you with the branding. But repairing lotion, and then the other. So
that's an after sun.
It's an after sun, and then the other after sun I got is this, which is specific for your face. Repairing face mask. And the ingredients in these are really good, actually. The only problem is it's made in Belgium. I had to pay duty on it.
What?
I know.
Oh, so that's not worth it.
I might email them and just have a bit of a moan, actually.
Well, it's not their fault. It's Brexit.
Well, they should cover... No, 50-50. It's our fault. Not me and you, but people bloody voted for Brexit. Let's not get started on it. It's all the old duffers' fault in our country.
Charlie!
All that lot voted for Brexit. Don't edit this out, because it's true. But...
Charlie gets cancelled online.
A lot of the brands that I order from online, they just absorb the fees into the price. So then what you're spending, even if it goes up, you know that includes it. Plus it's the admin.
Right, so whiz through the rest, mate. You've been jabbering for 5 minutes.
Absolute game changers. What are these ones called?
They normally say on them. Are they not the Primus? They are the Primus Trail Firm Ground.
Yeah, so...
Oh, look at the soles on them.
Yeah, so these are particularly good for holiday because they're very versatile.
Yeah.
I would say that Vivobarefoot trainers have changed my life, but I would say that the ones I wear in the gym, I wouldn't really want to go walking in.
No.
Whereas these, you can do every sort of workout in these. I've even started loving using the row machine in these.
Ah, really?
So these are my new favourites, definitely. And there's no laces, which is quite nice. And
Yeah,
refreshing.
mine also, where are they? That I'm currently obsessed with for the gym and for wearing on dog walks and things.
Yours are the same then?
They are, Primus Trail.
Yeah.
I didn't realise. So
I think these are the most versatile.
yes.
The ones that I absolutely love for my leg workouts are called the Primus Flow.
Oh.
And I'll get them. They're a bit thinner. I'll show you.
I'll show you mine while he's getting his. Yeah, these I find actually really flattering as well because they're not wildly dissimilar to my skin colour. I know that sounds weird, but this kind of coconutty colour, it just makes my legs look a bit longer, and because I'm so lazy, the fact that I can slip them on and they're elasticated. I do have some that are quite similar that are lace up in a knitted pattern, which are more of like a fashion trainer, but for slipping on to do gardening, as you can see I've got a bit of mud on them, and also just you only need a quick pair of shoes to grab and slip on to run some errands. Sorry, they're a bit muddy because I did walk the dogs in these last night. But yeah, these are my current go-to Vivobarefoots, and you get all of the usual benefits of the flexible soles. They're really good for your feet.
There you go. So oh,
look at this. They are the boy version of the ones that I was just talking about, my favourites.
So these are the debate, really. I'm definitely taking these, and I'm going to take one of these.
Take them, because you can wear them in town.
Walking around in town.
Yeah.
But these are the ones that I absolutely love, and you can see how thin they are.
Yeah.
And you really feel the ground through your feet.
So they're good for weightlifting.
Amazing for weightlifting. I think they're more done as like, they're so thin that obviously they're great for like yoga and stuff like that and Pilates. So I know that maybe you take your shoes off, or we do for a reformer, but
if you're abroad, and so sometimes you do like an outdoor Pilates, you wouldn't want to be barefoot if you're on like
and I would say you're travelling for a city break, or even if you're really limited on luggage, these are so light, and these literally scrunch up, whereas these are not. These are a bit more rigid. I think if you're looking to start as a guy, if there's any guys watching, or if there's any girls watching that want to get these for their partners, husbands, whatever, I think these are the best entry level. I think because people take a bit of persuading to try them, but once you've tried them, my dad's now wears these ones, my friend Phil is now wearing them, our friend Ben he was an early adopter, he almost was one of the first people we saw wearing them. These are a really good entry level product, and then also the next step I would say are these. Should we reveal the secret? Because I think Vivobarefoot, the brand of all of these shoes, they probably are not allowed to tell people, but we're allowed to tell people about the tennis players. Yeah, well, it's Wimbledon at the moment, so Djokovic is one of their best customers. So he's obviously not sponsored by them. He can't be sponsored by them, I believe, because obviously
is he Nike?
I don't think Vivo have the marketing budget of Adidas or whoever sponsors him. I think it's Adidas, but he obviously doesn't play in them, but he trains in them religiously, which suggests. And Djokovic is someone that I don't love.
He's obsessed with fitness.
But he is. If there's anyone to take advice from,
like he researches everything
he's
to a
almost
T.
too far in some regard. And then the other person they talked about was Anthony Joshua, and obviously he's one of the fittest people in the world. Really, I mean, a guy that size that can get around a boxing ring. So, I think they are the best kept secret. I think what we've loved them for a number of years now, but what we'd love to do when working with Vivo is take them more mainstream, because I think a lot of people that are early adopters that are more open to trying products that are new or different, a bit different, they're already trying them. So in our gym, actually, you see a lot of people wearing them at Bamford. But I think the mainstream... If you go into like a David Lloyd, you won't find many people wearing them. I still wear fashion trainers, and so I still will, but if you look, I am not going to be walking around Ibiza town in those. Because you look at those, solid, and there's absolutely no movement. You look at how narrow they are. Compared to that. Your foot is not designed. And I actually do now notice when I wear these shoes. You feel restricted. I do feel more restricted, and actually I should wear these around the house more. But you do. I wear them as my house shoes. Sounds mental, but I don't yet have a pair of Vivos that I'm willing to get scruffed up. Whereas these just get scruffed up. You can put them in the washing machine. Yeah, I might see if they've got a darker pair of them. They are so nice. You should wear them. They do these in black, and I've been waiting to order them, but they've been out. Do you know what? They would be so nice in dark brown. Yeah, I think even a dark green would be cool. Ooh. Let's do a collab. But look, I think this is an important thing to address, because I think I'm allowed to say it. Where I think Vivo maybe historically have gone wrong, in my opinion, is they've been very, very strong on their messaging. And I think that's How dare they? No, but I think that's great. But I think sometimes people that aren't early adopters, that are a bit more considered in their approach and don't take as many risks, they can find that a bit off-putting. I'm not saying I'm one of those people, but what I would say is it's still fine to wear these from time to time.
Yeah.
But anything that you're doing that is in any way active,
Yeah.
walking around a city, hiking, training in the gym, get a pair of 𝑭𝒂𝒐𝒂s. And I've noticed they've kind of crept into my life more and more.
They do, don't they?
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you start finding you're wearing them more and more.
Yeah.
We now obviously
I
wear
feel
them.
sorry for the designer trainers that I've purchased in the
Do you now
past.
look... do you look at people in the gym sometimes that have like big chunky trains on, they're lifting, and do you
Yeah.
ever look at them and think,
You're a plonker.
God, you really need
Yeah.
𝑭𝒂𝒑s.
Yeah, I do.
I'm worried I'm
We should
becoming a bit pushy.
We should have like a QR code that we give people, and then it's like, oi, mate, check this out.
Yeah, but you know what? They're just such a lovely brand as well.
Yeah.
And they really are out there for the good for your feet. So,
And
yes,
so many of the materials are
I'm gonna take these
recyclable,
with me then.
sustainable. Yeah, but what you're saying about like having your fashion shoes, I would say 80-20. So if you wear 𝑭𝒂𝒂s 80% of the time and then your fashion shoes 20% of the time, that's fine. Because you still get the super stylish ones for something a little bit different when you need it. But 80% of the time you're wearing something that's actually good for your feet.
Yeah, and particularly, honestly, I cannot say enough how much they have changed how I train when I'm lifting any sort of heavy weight.
Really?
Because when I'm squatting and stuff, you can just get so much lower. Your feet
Yeah.
are spreading out like that,
Yeah.
rather than being like that. My feet actually feel tired, which is
Yeah.
a really weird
Yes,
sensation.
yeah.
And you think like it is
Because you're actually
bonkers.
using the muscles in
We've
your
only
feet.
got 2 of them. Like most animals have 4. We've only got 2. We need to bloody look after them. It's true though, isn't it?
We do.
So yeah, there's the hard sell on it. But I mean, honestly, they changed my life.
Yeah.
Other essentials. Do you know things that I've learnt that just change the game when you go on holiday? It's just having these little sort of pouches. So I've got one of these, look. I'm going to put all my sort of day stuff in there. It's waterproof. And then that's going to go in my beach bag. And then it's almost like my male makeup bag. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's your
got my
essentials
wallet,
kit.
It's got I put my watch in there.
Sorry, it's waterproof.
Yeah, it's entirely
Oh, is that the brand that Phil and
It's
Hannah
called
got you for your
Rains. Yeah,
birthday?
Phil and Hannah got me this.
That's
this
awesome.
was part of the bag they got me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, do you have a nice... Because I've got...
Yeah, you bought me one, a pink one.
Yeah, you've got one. Cool. But anyway, right,
Cool.
it's giving me anxiety. I'm going to have to just get this
Right.
done now.
I'm getting in the gym, mate.
Okay.
At midday. It's turning out to be quite a nice day now.
Yeah, it will do.
Charlie's got something else he'd like to show you.
I have. I love the colour of it, for one.
Dun dun
So
dun.
Ninja have sent us this. And it's perfect for obviously the fact that it's boiling hot outside. We don't have one with wheels, so it's a cool box.
Oh.
But it's a very much an American... I think the US, we have the US to thank for a lot of these sort of innovations. Because
Yeah.
obviously half the US is hot all year round. And they sort of...
They road trip a lot.
Do you know what? Like, as much as we do picnics and like afternoon teas well in the UK, in the US they do like gatherings outside just way better than us.
Yeah.
And you need one of these. So, but what's really cool, so obviously it's on wheels, it's from Ninja. So first of all, cool thing. You've got the ability to padlock it. I'm not quite sure why you would do that. So
In case it's full of champagne and you want to leave it at the beach while you go for a swim.
Because I think they're very good quality.
No,
Yeah.
we'll leave a price on the screen.
So it comes with one of these, which is obviously super useful. Obviously you put ice in here, but this, in addition to the ice, is going to make it super cold. Secondly, you've got a lot of space in here. You've got a chopping board.
Clever.
For like limes and whatever.
And it's also
then
a divider.
It also acts as a divider.
Nice.
You can fit 68 cans in here.
Wow.
So if it's beers, you know, cocktails, whatever, soft drinks.
68.
68. Which is cool, but it's also got the deeper section here, which I imagine is for bottles of wine. So that's very cool. And then, on top of that, you've got this bad boy. Now, I'm not even sure what that's for.
Awesome.
Do you know what I was wondering?
I would
If it's
put
just
like
ice.
pure ice.
Put pure ice in there for drinks.
Or your cutlery.
So that's that. What's the orange? Don't know what that is. Oh, it means it's locked. But yeah, just super nifty. And if we're actually we haven't got plans to go to Ascot or anything like that this year.
I've already been, mate.
Yeah, you have, or Wimbledon. But would you be allowed in Wimbledon with that? I think you would.
On the lawn, yeah.
On the lawn, do they limit you how much you can bring in?
I don't know.
But anyway, for the polo or for Wintergate Park where my mum and dad live, like this has given me motivation to just do something when we get back from this trip.
Yeah.
Like social and out and about. I just think it's really cool and it's super nifty.
It's super nifty.
Super nifty.
Well, oh, and it's also got a little plug on the other side, so if you get water at the bottom, you just unplug
honestly,
it.
and the colour, because they're always a horrible white or a neon red or blue or something ghastly, whereas this
will look good in the back of the Defender.
This just looks good on its own.
Right.
So yeah, thank you, Ninja.
Very cool.
Super cool. It's indestructible as well. It's
No
super
pun
solid.
intended. You could sit on it, couldn't you?
We could even use it as a way of wheeling Dexter and Dickie around, because you could just take the lid open. It would be quite a good sausage dog transportation system. There you go.
You're crazy. Was a very tough workout. I've been using the Peloton app and following a few weights-based workout classes on there. I've not been able to get into Pilates lately because I keep forgetting to book it when my routine is upskittled. So when I'm away, my alarm goes off at the wrong time. So I've been missing my Pilates, but I have got some booked for when we're back from our next trip. Our next trip is actually a holiday. Marbella was technically a work trip, it was still lovely, but anyway. I have got my bin here, and what a beautiful bathroom bin it is, I'm not gonna lie. Because I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beauty empties to share with you. It's very rare that I have so many empties empty at the same time, so I don't normally share empties, but I thought I would do that because for a beauty influencer, to have a product get all the way used up means that it's a bloomin' good one, because we're very, very, very lucky that we receive samples quite frequently, and often in my excitement I jump from one to the next, so rarely finish things, which means my friends and family get a lot of beauty products, but these ones I've actually finished. So shampoo, Colour Wow. This is it was a limited edition fragrance in the fragrance of the Money Mask, if you are a fan of that. I got this on Look Fantastic. You can always use my code JosieLF, and that gets you up to 20% off, and I really recommend this for coloured hair. It really nourishes coloured hair, it protects the actual colour, and this sounds really silly because it's a shampoo, but it really cleans the hair. There's no like build up on the scalp, and I've really loved it. I also found that I only needed a tiny bit of this, like maximum 10p piece, and just with water it lathered really well. The next empty, and I have been literally scraping this out for the last couple of days. This is 𝑙ate is there an English version? No. 𝑙ate Corpse Hydration and Fermeté. Basically, it's a body lotion from the brand 𝑭𝒐𝑑𝑬𝑵. You might remember, it must have been about a year ago now, I went to Paris with 𝑭𝒐𝑑𝑬𝑵. It's a lovely, lovely French skincare brand, and all of the ingredients in their products are just beautiful, really nourishing, really caring, clean ingredients. It'll be vegan, cruelty-free, 91% natural ingredients, and this body lotion in particular, really good for skin firmness and elasticity. I will be buying this again because the skin on my body, I want to do as much as I can to boost the firmness and elasticity. So I took the pump out, and I've been trying really hard to get as much out of that as possible, but we have come to the end. Something quite luxurious, but I feel like I've been talking a lot about my neck and décolleté. I always call it weird things. This area, chest, I've been talking about it a lot in this video, but it's an area that I really want to just ensure that I am caring for as much as I can, because it's an area that, for me at least, is quite often exposed, can be quite telling of signs of aging. You often get quite crepey, thin skin here, so it's really worth looking after this area of skin. This is the Neck and Décolleté Balm, Anti-Wrinkle Neck Balm from 𝑭𝒐𝒏𝒅. I feel like this would be a really nice gift for an auntie or a mum, or just a treat for yourself. And I mean, I'm in my early 30s, and I want to do everything in my power to just ensure my skin is being looked after as best as it can be. So this is a lovely thing to use. I've now finished it up, but it's a great habit to get into, applying this in the evenings or as I've just done after a shower. This is kind of a cheat because I get through one of these a month. It's my Renew and Me serum in a cream. This is my personalised evening skincare. It's got, mine's got, let's see, azelaic acid. Yeah, it's basically my evening active skincare, and you twist it down, you get your daily amount, and I've just finished this month. And then finally, an eye cream that I use most mornings. It's the Peptide and Omega Firming Eye Cream from Allies of Skin. Peptide and Omega are a really great combination for nourishing and brightening and soothing the under eye area. I find that even though it's a creamy formula, it sinks in really quickly, and I like my eye area to be fresh and hydrated. So those are my beauty empties. Can you believe it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon? I'm actually not going to bother putting any makeup on because I'm going for my pre-holiday LVL lash lift and brow lamination. I did have my brows done not that long ago, so she's going to do like a baby lamination, it's called. I love catching up with Rosie. Bye! We're both doing our pre-holiday beauty routines today. Charlie, I'm sure he won't mind me saying, is going to get his ears syringed because if he dives and goes underwater, he gets really painful ear canals. And he finds that if he gets them syringed, apparently it feels really therapeutic and relaxing, then it doesn't affect him so much. So I'm getting my lashes done, Charlie's getting his ears done, and yeah, they obviously want your lashes to be completely clean when they do that, so no makeup for me. And I've got, to be honest, my nails that I had done in London like 3 weeks ago are still in perfect condition. They've just obviously grown out, and a fresh set for holiday is ideal. So I've got a lady named Lucy coming to the house later, and she's going to do an 𝑙𝑚 pedicure and a 𝑏𝒂𝒕 manicure for me later. So it's an afternoon of pampering, but I've got about an hour and a half until I need to go and get my lashes done. So I am going to blitz around the garden after I've made myself an avo toast. Temperatures today are so much more bearable. I think it's about 21, 22 degrees, which is perfect. Perfect for a spot of gardening after my avo toast. Now I've got some peas, and I'm pretty sure when I bring them outside they'll probably get ravaged by pigeons like the rest of them. So I'm just coming in here to pinch some of the shoots to put on my avo toast. At least I get something out of them. This is the state of my old peas. Not so good. Ooh, I can take a little bit of pak choy microgreen as well. Roots and all. I'm also, just because I want to eat everything from the garden, taking a few nasturtium leaves. They're quite peppery, so actually really nice on an avo toast. So I've just got 15 minutes until I need to go for my lashes, so I thought I would do a 15-minute blitz of the greenhouse. I've already got rid of anything dead. I need to deadhead those roses. What a surprise. So I've just made myself a coffee to blitz through it. I'm just going to dust down the surfaces. They get a little bit grubby. Floor needs a sweep. Probably a few little bits of tomato maintenance. Yeah, we've got a few suckers in here that need pricking off, things like that. So it's amazing what you can do in 15 minutes, and to be honest, this is the first day that the temperature in here has been bearable. It's been so toasty. So yeah, let's get tidying. Had my car cleaned yesterday. A lovely local chap called Storm comes to the house and cleans them inside and out. He always does an incredible job. I almost feel bad driving it when it's so clean. Look how quickly the spiders get to work. Already a cobweb. Oh, I can use it as a mirror. Yes, it is so nice. Ooh, very hot. So nice driving such a clean car. Okay, I've just arrived to the village where Rosie lives. She has this amazing studio. My nose looks red. she's got this amazing studio at the bottom of her garden where she does her lash treatments. So this is a before. Obviously you can barely see my eyelashes and my brows. Honestly, they've got a little bit orange from fake tan. So yeah, let's go and get some pampering done. How adorable that this is my walk to get my lashes done. Definitely beats a central London clinic, that's for sure. I would like to introduce everybody to Dexy's brother from another mother. This is Ziggy, who's trotting away from me. Nice bottom, Ziggy. Over here, please, senor. And he is, was he spotted? He is the spitting image of Dexy, but he's full-size sausage, isn't he? Is he full-size sausage? Yeah, yes. I'm so good looking, like my brother, who I've actually never met, Dexy. Oh, he's so gorgeous.
Thanks, look at the camera.
I refuse. I'm not camera trained just yet, mummy. Yes. Yes, I always get a welcoming committee and a leaving committee. Oh, he's so gorgeous. You're so lovely. You're just like my Dexy. One day you'll have to meet each other. You can come to his birthday party. Okay, and here is the after. Oops, got a hair attached to the camera. Lashes are, do you know what? It's just amazing how much lash she's able to find. I find that the most incredible, and they're so long. I've been using UK lash every evening on my lashes, and it's just made such a huge difference. They're actually so long that they're kind of touching my brow bone, which is bonkers. Even Rosie was like, wow, Josie, what are you doing to your lashes? They look amazing. Yeah, UK lash. I heard so many people raving about it that I was like, I'm gonna have to give that a go for summer, and it's already working. Brows, I always find them just a little bit too dark for the first couple of days. I think I'm just not used to that colour, especially when I've been fake tanning my face and they go a slight hint of orange. But I don't mind, because I know that in 48 hours when we actually go away, they will be the perfect colour and they'll soften down a little bit. So there we go. As I mentioned, I've got a lady who I've actually not met before, but she came very highly recommended locally, coming to the house in an hour and a half. So I'm actually going to put my bikini on again because it's so warm, and I'm going to do an hour and a half of intense gardening, because you do not want to do intense gardening after you've had a manicure. So this is my opportunity to get everything in the greenhouse, in the ground, do a little bit more of my Hampton hacking. Also, doing the Hampton hack before you go on holiday is a great shout, because then you don't have to look at the hacked plants while they're in their first regrowth stage, which is not the prettiest. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, I have bought my pea seedlings out, which are looking really good. They're about, I probably planted these 3 or 4 weeks ago, and there's lots of the tendrils on them, which means they're eager to climb. Every single pea that I've put out here has been eaten alive. So what I'm going to do is pray that this is going to be 3rd time lucky. I'm going to put them in, and then I'm going to try to go and collect some twigs and sticks and attempt to build a bit of a fortress around here. I might even create like a netting tent just while we're away, because again, I don't really mind how it looks while we're away. So yeah, I think a netting tent is going to be my solution here. If that doesn't work, honestly, I don't know what will. But yeah, let's get these planted. Please keep your fingers crossed for me. It's a few hours later and my nails are done. I had a beautiful biosculpture manicure with lovely Lucy. If anyone lives anywhere near here, I'll leave her Instagram down below. It was lovely chatting with her during mani-pedi, and I went for a lilac on my toes. Very summery, such a beautiful colour, and she did great cuticle work. Now Lala has just received an online shopping order. Where have you gone? Do you want to give us a little haul? want to give us a haul of your purchases? Rate your order. That is colourful.
Boden?
Is it nasturtiums?
It could be anything really.
Or petunias? It could be anything. Very nice. Little V-neck. What else? I'll let you get them out, then you can show us. 5 minutes later.
Yes, so you've seen that one.
Yes.
Not so keen on.
Do you want to pause your Wimbledon? Do you want to pause your Wimbledon?
Yes, I do actually, because it's Taylor Fritz.
Don't you like Taylor Fritz?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you want to watch him?
This one I do like.
Ooh.
Very much. And it's in cotton. It's in like a crisp cotton, so it'd be very cool.
Nice.
But being a bit of a shorty,
Very
Chardy.
nice.
what I would have to do,
Ew.
if I felt it was too long, I'd have to take the frill off the bottom,
And raise the whole frill.
take it off, chop a bit off here, and then put the frill back on again.
Ooh, very
Similar.
nice.
And this again, it's that lovely crisp cotton. It'd
Yeah.
Be really, it'd be cool, but it'll be weird.
I like the shirred waistband on that one.
I like that one.
Very
It's not-
nice.
It's not quite as long.
It's quite 𝑑olce & �gabbana-esque. Beautiful. This is quite
just very striking colour. But you know, I've got a dress that I bought
quite rad.
a couple of years ago from Zara. This is actually a bit sort of retro.
Yeah, I love it. Brother, play with me. He doesn't want to play with. Oh, he does. Dexy's like a moray eel. Don't you want to play with your brother? Oh, don't be nasty. Plain. Oh, this is the fake wag. It's like a fake smile. Fake wag, fake wag. I know. Right, we'll have our mad hour. Sorry. Yeah, I like that one.
This similar colours. I bought a dress from Zara 2 or 3 years ago, and everybody always comments on it. And it's quite loud colours, but it just happens to be.
You quite suit loud items.
I quite like that.
Yeah, it's lovely. I like the silhouette as well.
Yeah.
I'm wearing Boden.
Are you?
Yes.
Hang on a minute. I've got one more. This actually is a knit.
You're a knit. Oh, that'll be lovely
In the
come
autumn.
autumn. Oh,
I think lengthwise it'll be all right with some boots.
very nice. Are you wearing your Vivos?
No, these are not.
Just say yes.
Yes, I'm wearing Vivos. I was wearing them this morning
Good.
when I went to church. Right.
Take me to
That's
church.
my haul.
That's your haul. Fantastic.
One has to try them.
I really like your Vivos, Granny.
Thank you.
You nearly kicked him.
I actually. And then when I went out for lunch, I wore the little white ones you gave me.
The 𝑔𝒂𝒕s.
But they had.
Oh.
When I put them on, I put this foot on. I thought, oh, that flipping hurt. And I realised I'd got a blister here, and
You sound like Joe Good.
So I carried on wearing them around the house, and then I looked down and there's a red spot because it had made the blister bleed. And
No!
the shoe. So I
No!
had to get the vanish strip.
Granny, just to let you know, I'm investigating your dresses.
Excuse me. Do they pass muster? Yes, they do.
I might jump on it,
I'm going to
Granny.
sit on them in a minute, actually. I'll make my bed.
He's investigating every single one.
Oh, have I dared to put them on your cushion?
Granny, I'm not sure how I feel about this. And on that note,
Just move along.
we'll bid you adieu.